All right, so today we are going to be doing a deep dive
Okay.
into a document that I found really interesting,
Cool.
and that is Sunshine Home Care Services Competitive Advantages.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the name of the document.
I love it when they just come right out and say it like that.
Yeah, this is not like,
Yeah.
you know,
Flowery.
some big
yeah.
jargony
This is
term.
what we do better than everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. This is why you should pick us.
More power to them.
Yeah, and we're going to see if they live up to that claim.
Okay.
So let's jump right in.
Yeah.
So first of all, the thing that really struck me was the employee-centric approach that they highlight in this document.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because they didn't just say, oh, we value our employees. We have a great work environment and,
Sure. Competitive
competitive compensation. Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually lay out very specific benefits.
Oh, wow.
Some of which I had never even heard of before in the context of home care services.
Okay.
So, for example, they have profit sharing.
Interesting.
Which is something that, you don't really see that often in this industry.
Not really.
They have tuition reimbursement.
Oh, wow.
They even offer childcare subsidies.
Interesting.
And I think, what this speaks to is that they're not just trying to attract employees.
Right.
They're actually trying to invest in their future.
Yeah, invest in their employees. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's a really important distinction to make.
It is, because especially in that field, I mean, I think we all kind of know that, like, there's a big problem with turnover.
Oh, absolutely.
In those jobs. And I think part of that is because people don't feel valued.
Exactly.
And so if you can find a way to make your employees feel valued, they're going to stick around longer.
Yeah. And not only are they going to stick around longer, but they're going to be better at their jobs because,
absolutely,
if they're
happier, they're more invested.
If they're happy,
yeah,
if they feel valued,
yeah,
if they feel like their future is being invested in,
mm-hmm.
they're going to be, more motivated to provide high quality care.
Yeah, that's really smart.
And kind of along those same lines, another thing that really struck me was their emphasis on training.
Okay.
And it's not just, basic skills training.
Right.
It's really about cultivating a specific mindset, and they call it client-centric care.
Gotcha.
And one of the quotes that really stuck with me from this document was, it said something about turning professional interactions into friendships.
Wow.
And I thought that was really powerful because, especially when you're dealing with vulnerable individuals like seniors.
Yeah.
Trust is absolutely paramount.
Absolutely.
And I think, that kind of approach where you're really trying to build genuine relationships with your clients can make a world of difference.
Yeah. I think you're right. And it's so interesting because, it's not just the care itself, but it's like thinking of all the ways to go above and beyond that as well.
Absolutely. And that kind of leads into the next point that I wanted to touch on, which is their emphasis on holistic care.
Okay.
And again, it's not just, a
buzzword.
It's not just lip service.
Yeah.
They actually have very specific programs and initiatives in place.
Okay.
To really address the physical, emotional, and social well-being of their clients.
Okay.
So, for example,
yeah.
They've partnered with local therapists to offer mental health support.
Oh, wow.
Not just to their clients, but also to their families.
That's really great.
Because, caring for a loved one,
right,
especially as they age, can be incredibly stressful.
Absolutely.
They also organize social outings.
Oh, cool.
Hobby groups. They even have online gaming sessions for their tech-savvy clients.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they're really thinking outside the box.
Yeah, they're thinking about the whole person. That's so great.
Exactly.
Especially as people age, like you were saying, the social connections are so important.
Absolutely. And, it's not just about keeping them physically healthy.
Right.
It's about keeping them mentally and emotionally engaged.
Totally, yeah.
And, speaking of thinking outside the box, another thing that really impressed me was their focus on innovation.
Okay.
They are constantly looking for new ways to improve their services. And one of the things that they're currently piloting is a program that uses AI-powered sensors in homes to detect early signs of health deterioration.
Okay.
So it's kind of having an extra set of eyes, watching over your loved one 24/7.
Interesting.
But without being intrusive.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I think, this is a really great example of how technology can be used ethically and effectively to enhance care, not replace it.
Totally.
All right.
Because it's not about, getting rid of the human element. It's about supplementing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think,
it's got to be such peace of mind for families to know.
Oh, absolutely.
That there's something like that that's constantly monitoring.
It can detect falls. It can detect changes in sleep patterns,
Okay.
changes in activity levels,
That's incredible.
and it can alert caregivers or family members
Yeah.
um, if there's any cause for concern.
I mean, that could be huge, especially like you said for falls.
Oh, absolutely.
Inventing those, or knowing right away.
Yeah, early intervention is key.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, overall, I have to say I was really impressed
Yeah.
with Sunshine Home Care Services.
It sounds like.
And, reading through this document, it's clear that they're not just meeting needs.
Right.
They're anticipating them.
They're staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, that's what really set them apart.
Yeah. I mean, that commitment to both employees and clients is
Yeah,
really impressive.
absolutely.
It does make you think, though,
Yeah.
with all of this technology that's coming out,
Yeah.
how do we make sure that the human element doesn't get lost?
Right.
The empathy, the intuition, the connection.
Yeah, how do you maintain that personal touch?
Exactly, because that's what really makes a difference
Yeah.
in the end.
Absolutely.
Something to think about.
Definitely food for thought.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's our deep dive
Awesome.
on Sunshine Home Care Services.
Very cool.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.